A crackdown on drug dealers who exploit children is being launched by Devon and Cornwall Police with a warning that the South West is not a soft touch.
Detectives say they're intercepting more so-called county lines drugs networks than ever before, with dealers from Liverpool and London targeting our region using teenagers as drugs couriers. Our Home Affairs correspondent Ben Woolvin is in Exeter with more. Ben.
Justin, yes, this city has seen more than its fair share of drug-related violence in recent years and been described by one dealer from Liverpool as a gold mine. And that, incidentally, is how these drugs networks work. They have their big dealers based in the cities and the drugs themselves distributed by young teenagers recruited by those dealers on the streets in places like Exeter and indeed other parts of the South West. Sometimes these will be sent in from the big cities, other times they will be local teenagers. And this is what the police are up against, a perception in the drug dealing world that the Devon and Cornwall patch is a soft touch, a place in the country, it says, and quotes one Liverpool-based dealer as saying the police here aren't as proactive. Now, the police say that's absolutely not the case and point to an increase in seizures of heroin and cocaine here in Exeter, which is really quite significant, up from £68,000 worth of those drugs seized in 2016 to £345,000 seized last year. And it's against the backdrop of those figures that the police say they find headlines like this particularly frustrating.
Well, I don't think it reflects the reality of all of the policing activity, as well as the activity undertaken by partners in our communities. An awful lot of work is put into disrupting criminal drug supply networks and safeguarding those who are vulnerable. So I don't think those headlines reflect the true reality of the situation in Devon and Cornwall.
Now, the reason we're talking about this today is because the police say this problem isn't going away and they want to hear from anyone with any intelligence out there in the community. Now, one of the people who is trying to protect our young people from these drugs networks is Steph Holwell, who runs the youth centre here in Exeter. Steph, how concerned are you about county lines?
Obviously, it is concerning. I think we shouldn't make the mistake of thinking that all young people are under threat or directly in danger of being exploited. But it is true that some vulnerable young people are being exploited. We work with loads of different agencies who've got the well-being of young people at the heart of what they do. And our intention is to minimise those vulnerabilities so young people are less of a target.
And what do you say to these teenagers?
You know, lots of young people who are involved in these situations feel that they can't get out of it or they're afraid. I would just say that you can, and that actually youth centres are here for you to build trusted relationships with adults and access support when you need it.
Well, we've got some young people gathering here tonight to do exactly that. And the police message on this is very clear, that if you see a young person arrive in the area unexplained, or indeed a young person suddenly has a lot more jewellery, a lot more valuables, and they can't account for those, they want to hear from you.
Ben Woolvin in Exeter, thank you.